Nobody's a fan of chemical weapons and certainly their use against civilians. I was as horrified as anyone to see those pictures and the suffering of those people. But I got to tell you, I have real questions as to what's going on and all of this hubbub about our response. Um, if our policy is we will not tolerate use of chemical weapons in any conflict around the world, okay, I can get behind that. But that means we must act each and every time. And the attack that killed these 40 some odd Syrians just the other day, horrible as that was, is hardly an isolated example. And I also have a little bit of problem with our policy that says we object to you not killing them the right way. But if you kill them the right way, have at it. In other words, I don't think it's reasonable to have a policy against a particular weapon exclusive of any other policy. I think we need a national policy of what American principles are. What is it we stand for? What are we going to tolerate and what are we not going to tolerate? And if we're going to sit back and watch the Russians and Assad's portion of the Syrians slaughter the other half of his nation's people and do nothing, then I'm not sure that it makes any sense for us to then object that, oh, they killed these people with an outlawed weapon. I mean, let's face it. When have rules ever been effective in controlling war? Right? Let's remember, this country was the one that initiated the concept of total war, right? Destroy their means to create war, all right? So we're the ones that expanded it, and we've never been very reluctant to hold back in using any tool at hand if we thought it would give us the advantage. I also understand that, but why would you not use the tools you have? So I think it's kind of ridiculous to develop these weapons and think that because we have certain rules, we're just not going to use them. Okay. Years and years ago, I took the Army's Command and General Staff College course, and one of the modules was on our nuclear control procedures. And again, this is 25 odd years ago, 30 years ago, and I'm sure it's changed. But at that time, we were introducing nuclear munitions that could be fired out of artillery, Copperhead and what have you. And these units were being based in West Germany and other NATO countries. And we were discussing the nuclear release policy, and I asked the instructor, at what point was the unit provided the keys or what have you, whatever you need to activate the weapon? And they kept insisting, well, we always have those. And I went, no. We're clearly not giving nuclear capability to, first lieutenants in the Army who would be a battery commander, But it turns out, yes, we were. And so you can certainly see the situation where this young first lieutenant sees 300 Soviet tanks rolling at him, and he looks around and he's out of blue bullets Give me one of those red nukes. And he's going to shoot it, right? Of course he would. He's not going to not use the weapons at hand. And the first nuke releases all nukes, right? You can't have a limited nuclear war. Not if you're fighting to the death. Fighting to the death means fighting to the death. Teeth, claws, you name it. Okay? So what America needs is a coherent statement of principles and policy to govern these kinds of situations. I'm tired of this emotional react. This president reacts to a picture, right? Oh, that suffering's horrible. But if he doesn't see it, he couldn't care less. Remember the shithole countries? Those people don't live in poverty by choice. This nation used to be committed to trying to help lift people out of poverty. Now we just don't want to see them. But if you put the picture in front of us, oh my goodness, this guy melts. We got to attack something. What a noble reaction. Look how these people suffered horribly. Let's kill some more people. There's no thought of, let's figure out a way to resolve this issue. Let's stop the suffering. Instead, we want to add to it and perhaps escalate it, even though it's his stated intent to get out of there just as soon as he can, because he doesn't see any value in defending principles. He wants to get something for it, something tangible. Give me some gold. Give me some oil. All right? Standing for principle is not this president's strong suit. As a matter of fact, it's not even a card in his deck. All right? Not even a card in his deck. But the people around him should understand the need, the value of having a determined, consistent policy that we use to gauge all of our decisions. And we have none. This is like, making policy in a kindergarten. Unbelievable. How long are we going to take it?